Skin doing clothes, you would have thought I had help, but they wasn't satisfied unless I picked the cotton myself. You see, it's broke, nigga, race him. That's that don't touch anything in the stove. And it's rich, nigga, race him. That's that come in, please buy.
Singer and actress Barbra Streisand once sued a photographer for putting a picture of her cliffside mansion on an obscure website, arguing that it threatened
Jewish, by the way,
her privacy. Her actions backfired spectacularly. Before the lawsuit, only 6 people had downloaded the photo, but after the lawsuit, hundreds of thousands of people had seen it. The Streisand effect has since become a generic term for when an attempt at censorship achieves the opposite of its goal.
Boom.
If I were writing a glossary entry on the Streisand effect, I wouldn't put a picture
Nick
of her.
Is not the fucking Streisand effect. Censorship actually works, okay? Censorship actually works.
Next to it. I would put a picture of Nick Fuentes.
Boom.
Fuentes launched his career as a college freshman in 2017 with a barely watched show called America First. In Fuentes' telling, he was a mainstream Republican in high school. Then Donald Trump's rise radicalized him against immigration, and the experience of being ostracized by fellow Republicans for questioning Israel radicalized him against Jews as a whole. Whatever the truth of this origin story, it didn't take much for Fuentes to transform himself from a mainstream conservative into a lover of dictators, including communist ones,
Stalin,
an across-the-board bigot, and a textbook anti-Semite.
I remember because that's an important date to me. And it's Joseph Stalin's birthday.
Oh.
I'm a fan.
You're a fan of Stalin's?
Mm-hmm. Always an admirer.
As he became more extreme,
Stalin
Fuentes began to
admirer,
experience
by the way.
what would become one of the most complete cancellations ever consummated in American culture. In his freshman year, he got harassed for wearing a MAGA hat on campus. After participating in the 2017 Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville, Virginia, his network dropped his show, and a deluge of death threats prompted him to drop out of Boston University. By early 2020, he had been banned from Twitch, Reddit, and YouTube. After he appeared at the January 6, 2021 riot, and there was no evidence that he actually entered the Capitol, Fuentes was banned from streaming on DLive, and his bank account was temporarily frozen
and DLive stole $30,000
by the Department of Justice as part of what it said was an investigation, though charges were never brought and his accounts were unfrozen months later. By the end of 2021, he had been placed on the TSA no-fly list, which is generally reserved for terrorists, as well as banned from Twitter, PayPal, Venmo, Patreon, Shopify, Stripe, Coinbase, and even Airbnb. Now, as a classical liberal, it's not hard for me to hold 2 thoughts in my head at once. The first is that Nick Fuentes is an American citizen with the right to free speech and should not
Anyone else think it's weird how Wurs has been ducking Owen Benjamin for months?
He blocked
Did the Bears
me.
break you? Anyways,
He blocked
take notes,
me.
Wurs link.
I'm mad. I am mad about that. It's gay. It's so gay that he blocked me. I wasn't even being mean to him. I could be a pretty girl, Owen Benjamin. You fucking a-hole.
And I thought I'd talk to you guys about why I was saying I don't think Candace Owens has had 4 kids. It's actually, I'm being nice. It's not like I'm trying to be a jerk. So I do farming stuff. I milk cows, I have goats, chickens, eggs. We have alpacas. We grow our own food. We sell stuff. We sell cheese. We sell milk, yogurt, butter, kale, tomatoes, eggs. We have a farm stand, all that. It's really hard to make money in farming. And every now and then somebody will try and insult me
You just know he fucks that cow.
and be like, you're just a hobby farmer. You're always online. You're a hobbyist. I'm like, I know. And trust me, this is all linked. This isn't about me. It's like I barely ever make any money. In fact, a lot of times I lose a ridiculous amount to try and farm because my main job isn't farming. I teach piano. I own a library of 3,000 of my podcasts. I was in a bunch of
I teach piano.
Shows and
I'm not a farmer. I teach piano. All right? So, that's my job.
movies, and I tour as a comedian when I'm not having a bunch of kids or when I'm not banned from stuff. and I run a social media app that's totally clean. So like that's more of my life.
Boom.
So farming is really good for families. I have 4 kids, beautiful stay-at-home wife. I live on land in Idaho. So imagine.
Every time I see RTTL, I think of HTTP. I literally think you're like trying to. I don't even know. I think it's like some coder thing that I like. I always think it's like a coder joke that I'm not getting.
Looking at someone like me, and I'm just like tweeting and making sketches and just having fun, and you're trying to be a farmer, and you're like, man, he makes it look so easy. Why am I losing money? You know, because I'm subsidized by my career. So why do I do this? Again, it's nutritious, good for the family.
Boom.
And also, it's good for me
Why do you just have fucking plywood up, dude? Sorry.
as an artist. Most comedians are boring to me because their life is boring. They travel, they eat, they drink.
This is the greatest comedian of our lifetime, by the way.
They have debaucherous intercourse. That's why when you listen to these podcasts, they're like unlistenable. They have, what kind of watch did Bert Kreischer get? Or, you know, does Joe Rogan want to have sex with himself as an alien on DMT? It's just like, or the cold plunging and all that. It's not relatable. So me as a farmer, me building stuff and me like working through problems and being in the real world and, you know, interacting with people and having hardship allows me to be a much better artist, which is where I make my living.
True. It's
Okay.
calculated.
Let's get to Candace Owens. So Candace Owens claims she had 4 kids in 5 years.
Yeah.
At the same time, she is constantly
Fucking breeding
podcasting,
machine.
touring. Like when she's accused, she like, you know how the Jays kind of brag about bad, like things that get them in trouble? But they're like, what do you mean? We invented pornos, you know? Someone said that
Jays.
Candace had drifted away from Charlie Kirk, and she was like, I was touring all last year with Turning Point USA. And I've been kind of witnessing her over the years. And again, I don't have a strong opinion. In fact, like this little story kind of hooked me for a little while. I was like, oh no, don't hurt a mother. I think it's total nonsense, but oh, hey buddy, he kills mice. His name's Jay. So anyway, what was I talking about? So imagine you're a mom. My wife actually did have 4 kids in 6 years. She would be pregnant, and then after you give birth, it's really hard. You know, being pregnant is very hard, especially when you have a little kid. Like you have another baby, and then another baby, and then another baby. You know, your body is hurting when you're breastfeeding. You're not really like ovulating. And we were like,
Bro, she's married to a fucking English nobleman. Karasu has got Candace Owens' mulatto babies under the care of fucking 5 nannies, dude. She's probably even never met the kids yet.
and still are like all about like just having a lot of kids, and we would like put a lot of intention into just getting her pregnant as fast as we could. I work from home. She's a stay-at-home wife and mother. Okay. So when people have responded and said stuff like, my mom had 4 kids in 5 years, what's wrong with you?
Candace is making sure not to use her own the breast milk that comes to us, the Groypers, to fuel our cause and fuel our fight. All right. She just pumps it up. She doesn't have to worry about all that other stuff. She's got wet nurses there. She's got servants to take care of her baby. She doesn't have to worry about that shit, dog. All right. She is not living on a fucking farm. All right. She's living on an estate. There's a difference.
I know, like I know what that is. So then you have Candace Owens, who always,
You don't know what that is while having $150 million in your fucking bank account, though. Right? You know what I mean?
immediately drops the weight. She's doing podcasts every day. She's touring. And then she's getting threats to be murdered by the French Foreign Legion. It's funny, the best take on this I've seen on the internet is a former mafia hitman named Michael Franzese or something. He was like, why won't her husband stop this? Right? Because Candace said the only way she will stop is if her husband or Erica Kirk asks her to stop. All right. So her husband isn't like, hey, Candace, you're like the mom of 4 kids. All right. When women are pregnant or they have little kids, they don't like to be around drunk people. They're scared of ice. All right. They're all about safety. Candace claims, and then people are like, oh, yeah, but she has like nannies and maids. No. She says,
Boom.
She says she homeschools her kids. And
She doesn't.
she cooks for her husband.
She doesn't.
All right, to get a woman pregnant, they have like 1 day. And there's more than 1 day. You can get lucky, but it's about 48 hours, 24 hours.
Dude, this is like an actual Candace conspiracy theory. We can't believe, we can't believe that Candace is lying about taking care of her husband and kids, but we can believe that she's lying about having kids because we're retards, apparently. We're,
Around day 14 when they ovulate. And so if
around day 14 they ovulate.
you're touring, the guy's touring,
I know a lot about female ovulation cycles.
you're not with each other all the time, you're not hitting that pace, especially stress. Stress makes conception harder. She started in her 30s. I just don't believe it. She's not displaying any maternal instincts, And then people say it's because she cared about Charlie so much. If my wife was like dedicated.
Bro, who the fuck cares, dude? Honestly.
Good morning, everybody. I was having a thought about.
Is there anything worth talking about from here? The funniest thing about Fuentes is that Milo was his straightest friend he ever had. 2 brown ones that bragged about sucking a little kid's dick. You guys realize there are more options than Israelis and Nick Fuentes, right? Gotta give it to the Israelis. They've set their own opposition to being a short, gay Mexican who hangs out with pedophiles and wears a wig. It's hilarious in a twisted way. It should be you, dude. Everyone should be following Owen Benjamin instead. I don't know why they won't. It's fucking bullshit, whatever it is.
Be targeted by the authorities for his views. And while social media and payment platforms are well within their rights to drop him if he violates their terms of service, it seems to me that the ham-fisted attempt to erase him from public life only...
Bro, that's like the funniest thing. Like, if tomorrow Nick Fuentes were shot in the head, it wouldn't be Owen Benjamin who, like, became popular. Or if tomorrow Nick is, like, caught fucking making Destiny give him head or something. Tomorrow Nick's career is over. Owen Benjamin is 0% likely to be the one who takes over and leads the right wing afterwards, There is a 0% chance that then everybody goes, whoa, you know who I've been sleeping on? Owen Benjamin. He's just so funny. Like Nick used to be. He's, God forbid. But, Piba. But it's not gonna be you, dog. It's not like Nick is holding you back. It's not like everybody's just like waiting for Nick to go away, and then we'll be like, all right, who's my number 2 favorite guy? Who's my number 2 J caller outer? Oh, Owen Benjamin at Beartopia. Let's go. Beartopia. Prez wound. Dude, like, Hermes has a better chance of becoming the new Nick Fuentes than fucking Owen Benjamin does. Like non-Groiper. You know what I mean? Like, that fucking Marcel, that black guy who I was talking to the other day who kicked me out after I disagreed with him once. He has a higher likelihood of becoming the new Nick Fuente. Like, literally anybody other than the random, unfunny, bitter lunatic on a fucking farm. Okay? The problem isn't that people haven't heard of you. The problem is that people have heard of you and they've seen you and you're a fucking lunatic nutcase who isn't even funny. Bruh.
He drew more attention to his ideas in the long run, just as the Streisand effect
It would be
predict.
Beardson Beardley. That's who it would be.
However,
70 to 90% chance it's Beardson Beardley. 20% chance it's Jimbo Zoomer. 10% chance it's Richard Hanania. 30% chance that it's Baby Nugget from my chat. 5% chance it's this black guy. And then, 0.001% chance it's Owen Benjamin.
second thought is just as crucial. Just because he got viciously canceled doesn't mean that people should listen to what he
Halfback
had.
would be insane if it was me. Dude, I'm waiting for Jimbo Pack. Holy shit, can you imagine Jimbo Pack? Oh my god, no way. Oh no, I'm getting hard just even fucking thinking about it, dude. No fucking way. And it's Yeji there. It's the speaking lineup. Yeji. What's his name? The Mormon guy, the leader of the Mormon church, the prophet of the Mormon church. Here's the speaker lineup for AFPAC 6 after Nick Fuentes is killed. It's going to be Yeji, it's going to be Brinbo, and then it's going to be Dallin H. Oaks, the president of the Church of the Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. That's gonna go insane, dude. Jugpack 1.
To say now, Nick Fuentes is a force for evil in American politics.
You got sexy red. Yeji starts it out. Then you get Dallin H. Oaks to come in. Then you have Jimbo himself, obviously, and then you get Sexy Red at the end as the final speaker. Oh my god, that would go so crazy. And then they're just twerking the whole time.
Minorities, he hates women.
Oh, please, Jimbo, please make it happen. Sexy Red Doja squirt off. Ice Spice breaks the stage. Let's fucking go. Damn it! Why can't this be true, Jimbo? What is stopping you? What is holding you back? That pesky Nick Fuentes. It must be. Damn, everybody's liking Nick so much that they don't have time to like you. Oh, damn it, Nick Fuentes, I hate you. Oh, Jimbopolis. We'd all be living in Jimbopolis. We'd be returning to the land of Jimbopolis. And there'd be there'd be sexy Japanese women for each of us. And they'd be bowing and they'd be saying, hey, hey, hey. They'd be saying that. And Sexy Red would be there and Ice Spice and Doja Cat. And we'd be returning.
Important of all, he hates the version of America envisioned by the Founding Fathers and actually wants to replace it with a religious dictatorship. If conservatives are actually trying to conserve what is good in the American political tradition and prevent radical changes in direction, then they should recoil against Fuentes-ism with every atom in their bodies.
Look how he recoils. That's a dog whistle.
The words racist and misogynist have been abused to the point of meaninglessness in American discourse over the past decade. Social media activists have cried wolf so many times that very few people now bother to listen. But the point of the boy who cried wolf parable is that eventually the wolf arrives, and when it does, nobody is as alarmed as they should be. Like Aesop's wolf, Nick Fuentes has indeed arrived. And just as in the fable, mainstream conservatives do not seem appropriately
Once again, another Jimbo dog whistle there. Oh!
alarmed, as demonstrated by his recent friendly appearances on Tucker Carlson's show.
No, it's not Nick the werewolf, it's Jimbo! It should be him! It should have been him!
As well as other popular podcasts like Dave Smith's Part of the
If it
Problem.
weren't for that fucking Fuentes! Stealing everybody's attention, tricking the masses into following him and watching his show instead of Owen Benjamin and the Jay-Z.
the Red Scare podcast, and the PBD podcast. How has Fuentes achieved this remarkable infiltration into the culture? Well, it's all been made possible by the fact that he's successfully playing a double game.
Yeah, I saw that, Jimbo. That was insane, dude. That was insane. He told me as well that he was on a secret mission and that he might not be able to do the fucking sweat. It's weird. And then I see this on my timeline, like one day after he says that. Have you guys seen this? I was just watching Jimbo's stream and I saw this in the background. That's embarrassing. I didn't like it after I said I seen it. That's crazy, dude. I didn't even see him in person, but it's on stream. Wow. Yeah, that's wild, dude. That's literally just, that's him. I mean, clearly, Beardson's been losing a little bit of weight. Actually, a lot of weight, but maybe that's like something with the spell casting type ghost appearance that we have here. He's been hitting the gym. Yeah, I've heard about that. It's bulk. No, that's cutting. He's been cutting. Yeah, that's fucking wild.
The people giving him friendly,
the hash slinging, the bash binging, the rash ringing
interviews are enabling this. There's not one Nick Fuentes. There's two. There's the unfiltered Fuentes who rants directly to his followers on Rumble
this is
and can barely go 5 minutes without saying something heinous about Jews, blacks, Hispanics, or women.
They're always coming up with, no, it's not the Jews. No, it's not.
Bro, why is it always the funniest clips?
Women. No, it's not blacks. It's actually really complicated. No, it fucking isn't at all. Jews are running society. Women need to shut the fuck up.
Bro, they all, dude, all of these out of touch fucking people, they all think like the problem is that we haven't seen this clip yet. That's the problem, is that we haven't seen this heinous racism. It's like, dog, this clip has like fucking 3 million likes on Instagram. The reason you have seen this clip is because we showed it to you. Okay? Nobody tracked this down. We posted it and then it got fucking 400,000 likes in 3 days. Okay? Dog?
Blacks need to be imprisoned for the most part. And we would live in paradise. It's that simple.
This version
of I haven't seen this before. What? I was a Nick Fuentes enjoyer, but I didn't know he was a freaking... what? This is crazy talk.
Fuentes verbally abuses his followers in the way that an insult comic...
No way, verbal abuse too? Say it ain't so. No way. Come on, Nick has never been mean to his own audience. He wouldn't do that. No. This has got to be a lie, right, guys?
Might do, and they love it. He doesn't act particularly religious, and he certainly isn't preachy. He's laughing and smiling the whole time, and his followers basically feel like they're hanging out with a crass but hilarious buddy, listening to him take the piss out of everyone.
Every 14.2 minutes, someone in the United States dies by suicide. Nearly 1 million people make a suicide attempt every year. 90% of the people who die by suicide had a treatable...
Real Yeji.
This is our message to give hope back to those who are lost in despair. Staring blank at the wall, never been so alone. Why can't they get me?
This is deep.
Would they care if I was gone? Spinning around all alone in my head tonight. Would it all be so easy? Would they ever miss me? Let them win, I won't let you give in. You are the heart that beats inside of me. If you give up, you're not no tears when you cry, and it feels like goodbye. Well, not tonight. Every sad ending has a new beginning. Stand up and fight. Don't let them hold you down. It can't end tonight. Gotta hold our ground. Not going out, not going out. Like a teenage tragedy. Not going out, not going out. Like a teenage tragedy. Take back your life. Run down the night. Take back your life. It's all inside. You can change the world, so don't you dare give up on me tonight. You are the heart that beats.
I was watching this on Jimbo's stream. It was so funny. What did he say? Someone in chat said, or Jimbo said, I'll give Jimbo the credit. Jimbo made a hilarious joke. He said that bro looked like he beat Down syndrome. Bro beat Down syndrome. So true. So fucking true. By the skin of his teeth, my man. By the skin of his fucking teeth. Milo tried to groom docs and probably rape me. He's a gay Jewish pedophile. He's literally admitted to being a federal informant. Screw Tucker for even platforming him. So true. So true. All right.
Everybody, including them. Then there is the comparatively sane character that Nick Fuentes plays on the podcast circuit. This version of Nick Fuentes is a serious Catholic. He's clearly read lots of books. He's earnest. He doesn't joke or curse very much. His vision of the country has much more to do with preserving what he describes as a white suburban American way of life. Think Little League Baseball and
Bro, he's just a fucking chiller, okay? He's a chiller who knows how to talk to people. Holy shit.
dogs on the 4th of July than with a hostile theocratic takeover of the federal government.
There is legitimate need to reassure people, and this is kind of what I've been doing on these podcasts, that we don't want to harm anybody. We don't want to kill anybody. We don't want to harm anybody. Right. We just want to put America first.
All of this brings up a few questions about Fuentes' sincerity. First, if his main fear is that the next generation of Americans won't be white enough, then why does he tell his followers that modern women are too annoying to bother with? And that
I was planning on having children, but then Nick Fuentes made a joke about how women are annoying. Actually, then Nick Fuentes correctly observed how annoying women are. And now I'm never doing it, dude.
married men are cucks.
Fuck you. Pussy whip bitch. Yeah, all these people posting this like wife and husband content. It's so funny when my wife tells me to do stuff. I'm such a pussy. Ugh. Imagine such a pathetic existence.
Shouldn't he be encouraging his followers to get along with women, marry, be fruitful?
That's gay.
And multiply?
Oh, Kai Clips?
Immigrants he's so worried about will certainly be doing just that. And more importantly, why do Rumble Nick and Podcast Nick seem to be two totally different people?
Bro, this is like for retards. This is for people with Down syndrome to watch.
While it's normal to come across a bit differently in different contexts, the two versions of Nick Fuentes seem to have different beliefs altogether. Podcast Nick, for example, insists that he's a patriotic American who just wants to put our country first. But Rumble Nick believes that America is an evil country, that, quote, Americanism is a heresy in the Catholic Church, that we must replace American democracy with a dictatorship and ultimately enforce what he calls Catholic Taliban rule in America.
That's why we need dictatorship. That's unironically why we need to get rid of all that. We need to take control of the media or take control of the government and force the people to believe what we believe, or force them to play by our rules and reshape the society.
Podcast Nick will tell you that he's celibate because, like a good Catholic, he is waiting until marriage. But Rumble Nick will make it crystal clear that his celibacy has nothing to do with religion and everything to do with the fact that he finds women to be, quote, fucking annoying.
Guys get to a certain age and they're like, you know what? Women suck. Like, they're talking too much. They're not hot anymore. Like, you're fat, you're chubby, you're not as hot as you think you are. You fucking talk too much, you're a bitch.
Podcast Nick will argue that Christians
Oh my god, dude, this is like the most retarded shit in my life. How are we still doing this? How are we still doing this in the year of our Lord 2026 -1? How are we doing this? -1/12. How are we truthfully doing this? But he's saying something that's funny on his show, and then when he's asked a serious question in a serious setting in an interview, he answers it differently. It's almost as if it's an evil twin.
cannot sanction racism and will
How am I supposed to know when he's joking? I don't get it. How do people know when he's joking?
approvingly cite Galatians 3.
He's flip-flopping all over the place.
28. There is neither Jew nor Greek, there is neither bond nor
Oh my god.
free, there is neither male nor female, for ye are all one in Christ Jesus. Rumbleneck will viciously mock liberal Christians for citing this exact same Bible quote and explain that he would rather Christians didn't read the Bible at all than use that specific passage against him.
This is where we get like liberals saying, but the Bible says neither Jew nor Greek, but the Bible says, this is where you get liberals using it against us.
Podcast Nick will roll his eyes at the accusation that he's a Nazi. Like the character Mark Ravenhead from
That's
Succession,
such a bad point too. It's like unironically like out of context. Whatever.
he'll make you seem ridiculous for even asking the question. But Rumbleneck thinks that Hitler was, quote, really fucking cool. He believes that probably
Bro, come on, he stands on that. Come on, he fucking stands on that. There's no rumble, Nick.
only 200,000 or 300,000 Jews were killed by the Nazis. Definitely not 6 million. And just last week he said, and not for the first time, that he finds the notion of Nazi gas chambers hard to believe.
People talk about, well, what about the gas chambers? Well, to the extent that that's real, I find that hard to believe, but to the extent that's real, there have been atrocities committed and genocides committed in all times and all places. Let's acknowledge why Hitler casts the long shadow, because that confers a political benefit upon Jews. That's why.
Rumbleneck also argues that the Jews, quote, are responsible for every war in the world. It's not even debatable at this point, which could literally be an entry in Joseph Goebbels' diary. Podcast Nick frames his opposition to interracial marriage mainly as a personal preference that wouldn't affect anyone else. Rumbleneck believes that the Jim Crow system was actually superior to the integrated society that we have today, the logical implication being that we should bring it back.
I'm a new generation of white person. I'm not living around blacks. Sorry. I want white kids, and I don't want my white kids bringing home black people to marry. It's racial for me. And call me racist. Oh, very Christian of you. I don't give a fuck.
Podcast Nick wants to reassure Tucker Carlson's audience, for instance, that, quote, we don't want to harm anybody. We don't want to kill anybody.
Then how come you're denying us BWC, huh? If you don't want to harm anybody, how are you gonna say that you're not trying to harm the black community and then put a full-on fucking BWC moratorium on us?
This is so gay and retarded. It has to be a Jewish script.
I don't know. Like, I've seen all of these clips on Twitter in like the last 2 weeks. I think bro just I don't think it's too hard to figure out how bro came up with this idea. These are like the top hits clips that fucking E.Al Jacoby or whatever the fuck has been posting on Twitter.
We just want to put America first.
Boom.
But Rumbleneck routinely says things like,
we're in a holy war, and I will tell you this. Because we're willing to die in the holy war, we will make them die in the holy war. They have no future in America. The enemies of Christ have no future in this world.
lest there be any doubt about his violent intentions. Rumbleneck went on this unironic rant in January 2024, worth quoting at length.
There is an occult element
at the high levels of society, and specifically among the Jews. So many of the people that are perpetrating the lies and the destruction on the country, they are evildoers. They are people that worship
It
false.
looks like he's drunk here on our, you know. I always thought that whatever this is, this it like literally, it looks like a screwdriver or something.
Gods. They are people that practice magic or rituals or whatever. And more than anything, those people need to be, when we take power, they need to be given the death penalty. Straight up. They must be absolutely annihilated when we take power. This is God's country. This is Jesus's country. This is not the domain of atheists or devil worshippers or perfidious Jews. This is Christ's country.
So Nick Fuentes is essentially a two-man operation. Rumble Nick energizes his core fans by attacking minorities, attacking women, and attacking America. And then Podcast Nick runs interference with the wider media, framing his sincerely racist rants as out-of-context clips, confident that most of, say, Tucker Carlson's audience will never see his Rumble streams and thus will never realize that adding
They would never see the most popular clips that are going viral.
context
It's
usually
secret. It's a secret that we try to hide pretty actively.
makes his clips sound worse, not better. By playing this double game, Nick Fuentes ends up garnering sympathy from that wider audience while still keeping his Groyper base energized. To make an analogy, it's Rumble Nick who commits all the crimes in private, but it's Podcast
I'm
Nick
a
who
sovereign
shows
citizen. I am a sovereign citizen, and I will not be harassed. All right, you are speaking about the person Nick Fuentes, not the citizen Nick Fuentes. The person Nick Fuentes might say racist things and deny the Holocaust, but that does not affect the standing citizenship of the citizen Nick Fuentes under Admiralty law, okay? You have to define which Nick Fuentes you are speaking about in this moment.
up to the televised court date.
These are international waters. The canal, the birthing canal, okay? I am under Admiralty laws.
Clean-shaven in a three-piece suit. I want to go out on a limb and suggest something that I can't prove. Nick Fuentes knows exactly what he's doing.
Ooh.
He is consciously playing this double game as part of a long-term strategy to become popular enough to take the reins of power, at which point he plans to pivot towards the extreme and unpopular policies that he advocates daily on Rumble.
All the ones that are going viral on Instagram and TikTok. Those the secret evil.
I'm not pulling this out of thin air. Nick Fuentes has indicated that he has political ambitions. At the same time, he openly admits that his actual views are not popular enough to win a national election, and that his Groyper movement will never be big enough to take power by force. His implied plan, in other words, is to soft pedal his extreme views just enough to build a large following, large enough to actually win an election, and then remove the mask and begin implementing his extreme ideas.
It's more of a vanguardist movement if you're being, but I don't know, maybe that's a bit too deep.
First available opportunity. We've seen this playbook before. When the history
Lenin. Is he going to say it?
buff Daryl Cooper first sprang into the mainstream on Tucker Carlson's show, where he claimed that Winston Churchill was the chief villain of the Second World War, it immediately touched off an argument about whether Cooper was really a Nazi sympathizer. His critics believe that he obviously was. I mean, why else would he be regarded?
That's not ironic. I consider us a vanguardist movement. Groypers are the vanguard. You know, it's like different, obviously, because you know, it's different. But like we are the maintainers of the ideological purity. You know, we are the spreading force of the teachings of the movement, right?
Agitating long debunked Nazi talking points. But his defender claimed that he was just a good faith history buff given to occasional hyperbole. And they had a point.
True, we do carry the flame, do we not? We do. The power of Nick has always been the Groypers, and and the Groypers not just meaning the fans of Nick, because those are the stinky retard proletariat. we no life freak, perma online animal racist. We are the vanguard of the movement. Okay, I'm literally not even joking. It's what we are.
There was plenty of smoke, but no fire. Then,
And it's what they don't understand. It's why Nick has been able to survive censorship, because he has this vanguard. It's why he's been able to punch way above his weight class even before the generational run. It's why it's the efficacy that nobody else has. Nobody else has like a large vanguard of like at least 3 to 10,000 people, and a vanguard of like 3 to 10,000 people who are like total loyalists, and totally like ideologically motivated cult members. Like nobody else has that, and it forms the backbone of the power. I've always advocated for this, and I've always said that it was like the strength. I remember even when like the "yay is gay" thing. If you go back, I was making this direct argument that like, it really does not matter if Nick is wrong. What matters is that he has a vanguard, which allows him to maneuver and do whatever he needs to do with unyielding support that can never be fractured, and from there comes the power, and from there, it's the Groyper core, which they don't understand. I think is what makes him uncancelable, and what allows him to fuck people up and ratio Elon Musk in 3 seconds.
Sure enough, the proof came. Mother Jones unearthed a comment that Cooper had allegedly made years earlier under an anonymous username on the white nationalist website Countercurrents. Quote, "A movement like this needs to operate at various levels, from the intellectual core that remains terrifying and offensive to the general population right up until the big shift, on up to covert supporters slipping occasional language and subversive information into conversation and normie media," Juggernaut Nihilism wrote. "Think of how most people you know got here. It wasn't from basic American ideology to reading Mein Kampf and then boom, they're on board. It's a process, and you have to initiate people without scaring them off and without blaming them for being scared off. The human mind works the way it works, and the enemy studies it carefully, controls the education system, and dominates the media." In other words, everyone who suspected that Cooper's contrarianism was really meant to be a gateway drug to Nazism was spot on.
Boom.
It's rare in the world of public intellectuals that we get such a perfect confirmation that a bad faith actor is indeed acting in bad faith. With Nick Fuentes, we don't need to wait for the smoking gun. He says what
First nipple is hard.
he believes every day on Rumble. If only we would listen.
If only somebody could hear these clips, then they know he's evil.
All we have to do is clear away the various smoke screens that he's thrown.
Yeah, we just need to play these clips more and more. We need to just keep playing these clips of him being an evil, racist chud, and eventually people will get it and understand that he's evil and racist and a chud.
Up to blind us to the sincerity of his dark.
Tune into the Rumble stream to de-radicalize yourself today. I can't. Nick isn't streaming.
Ambitions. Cancel culture
I'm getting radicalized.
doesn't work. But it's not a choice between cancellation on the one end and giving friendly interviews to Nazi sympathizers on the other. What podcast hosts need to do is confront Nick Fuentes with the malevolent viewpoints that he has repeatedly and
Hey, Nick Fuentes, I hear you're evil.
recently expressed, and arm themselves with the facts required to rebut him in real time. Or to put it differently, they need to be
you do it. Invite him on. Invite him on the free press.
journalists.
Boom.
It's not impish contrarianism. It's not clips taken out of context. It's not irony or hyperbole, at least not in any sense that's actually exculpatory.
The biggest, honestly, like unironically, the biggest issue with this video is that he wasn't playing scary music. Like the Goyim don't know how to react if you don't play the scary music. Like, I don't know, what's some like villain music? All right, maybe not this. Okay. Yeah, like if he was playing this. Well, maybe not this. Yeah, if he was playing this, dude, people... Oh, actually... No, this is good.
Between cancellation on the one end and giving friendly interviews to Nazi sympathizers on the other. What podcast hosts need to do is confront Nick Fuentes with the malevolent viewpoints that he has repeatedly and recently expressed and arm themselves with the fact...
This isn't fucking scary enough, dude. It's over, dude. What's a good spooky like villain? I don't know, like Lord of the Rings. Mordor theme. Would that track?
Soy Lucas, tengo 4 años.
Awesome.
Y soy
I don't speak Spanish, dude. Yeah, this. Or like a Sith theme, like a KOTOR Sith theme. Okay, now this is and we're back. All right, now listen to his retarded points now.
Remains terrifying and offensive to the general population right up until the big shift, on up to covert supporters slipping occasional language and subversive information into conversation and normie media, Juggernaut Nihilism wrote. Think of how most people you know got here. It wasn't from basic American ideology to reading Mein Kampf and then boom, they're on board. It's a process, and you have to initiate people without scaring them off,
right, no, that's too
and without blaming
I think
them for being scared
Rings
off.
Was right.
The human mind works the way it works, and the enemy studies it carefully, controls the education system, and dominates the media. In other words, everyone who suspected that Cooper's contrarianism was really meant to be a gateway drug to Nazism was spot on. It's rare in the world of public intellectuals that we get such a perfect confirmation that a bad faith actor is indeed acting in bad faith. With Nick Fuentes, we don't need to wait for the smoking gun. He says what he believes every day on Rumble, if only we would listen. All we have to do is clear away the various smokescreens that he's thrown up to blind us to the sincerity of his dark ambitions. Cancel culture doesn't work, but it's not a choice between cancellation on the one end and giving friendly interviews to Nazi sympathizers on the other.
24 blood theme. Damn! 24 blood theme. All right, dude, I think you might be right. I think it is Dexter. Yeah, no, okay, this is it. Now this is scary.
On the one end, and giving friendly interviews to Nazi sympathizers on the other. What podcast hosts need to do is confront Nick Fuentes with the malevolent viewpoints that he has repeatedly and recently expressed,
now
and
we need
arm
to bring down
themselves
Nick
with the facts
Fuentes.
required to rebut him in real time. Or to put it differently, they need to be journalists. It's not impish contrarianism. It's not clips taken out of context. It's not irony or hyperbole, at least not in any sense that's actually exculpatory. It's a calculated and radical attempt to take over first the conservative movement and then the country. The only question now is, will the real conservatives, wherever they are, let it happen?
Boom. That was scary. Guys, come on, that was kind of...
You seriously think...
Okay.